You know, some cars are beautiful, some are fast, and a very, very few become true legends. But the car we're talking about today, it's all three. This is the story of the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. I mean, you already know it by those incredible soaring doors, but the story of how it came to be is just as dramatic. So let's dive in.
When this thing hit the scene back in the mid-50s, it wasn't just another new car. No way. It felt like something beamed in from another planet. The press was just, well, stunned. Road and Track magazine pretty much said it all. This wasn't a car for the future. It was the future, right here, right now. That's the kind of splash it made.
And that feeling never really went away. I mean, fast forward decades later to 1999, and it gets officially crowned the sports car of the century. But here's the incredible part, the real hook to the story. This polished, gorgeous piece of automotive art was never, ever supposed to be a road car. Its story starts somewhere much grittier, much louder, and a whole lot faster. It was born on the racetrack.
Right. So to really understand the Gullwing, we've got to rewind. We have to go back to its raw, untamed ancestor, the W194 racing prototype.
Okay, picture this. It's the early 1950s. Germany is still rebuilding, and Daimler-Benz, which used to be this motorsport giant, is desperate to reclaim the glory of its old silver-era racing teams. It's a huge task, and the whole mission lands on the shoulders of their brilliant chief engineer, a guy named Rudolf Uhlenhaut.
So what Uhlenhaut's team came up with was this, the W194. Now, it wasn't the most powerful car out there, not by a long shot. Its 175 horsepower was actually less than what Ferrari and Jaguar were running. But its secret weapon? It was the way it was built. It had this incredibly light but super rigid tubular spaceframe. It was a total engineering marvel for its time.
So, did it work? Oh, you better believe it worked. Just look at this. In its very first season, 1952, the W194 didn't just compete, it absolutely dominated. A podium sweep at Bern, a 1-2 finish at the punishing 24 Hours of Le Mans, another sweep at the Nürburgring, and then a brutal 1-2 finish in Mexico at the Carrera Panamericana. Yeah, Mercedes was back.
And this just shows you how tough that era of racing was. During that Carrera Panamerica race, one of the cars, flying along at 135 miles per hour, hits a buzzard. The impact completely shatters the windshield, actually knocks the co-driver out for a minute. So what did they do? They put some metal bars over the new windscreen and didn't just finish the race, they won it. That was the spirit of this machine.
So, the W194 proved itself. It was a champion. End of story, right? And not even close. Because right here, the story takes this completely unexpected turn, all thanks to a visionary salesman with a really, really bold idea.
Let's meet Max Hoffman. He was the official importer of Mercedes cars for the United States, and he saw something that the head honchos back in Germany just didn't. He saw this booming post-war American economy, full of people with money who were absolutely hungry for a European sports car that had a real racing pedigree.
Now this is where it gets crazy. Hoffman didn't just, send a memo with the suggestion. He flew to Stuttgart, walked into the boardroom, and put his own money on the line. He placed a guaranteed, binding order for 1,000 road-going versions of the race car. That number was so big, and the commitment was so real, the board, well, they couldn't say no.
And because this car was really Hoffman's baby, and because it was destined for America, it broke all the rules. The production 300 SL, now with the chassis code W198, didn't make its debut in Frankfurt or Geneva. Nope, it made its world premiere at the 1954 New York Auto Show.
But turning a stripped-down, bare-bones race car into something that wealthy customers would want to buy, that was a massive engineering headache. And this transformation? It required some incredible and totally necessary innovation.
And the change was just dramatic. That Spartan Racer's cockpit? Gone. Replaced with a comfortable cabin, usually trimmed out in nice leather. The bodywork got more muscular, got some chrome, but the biggest change, the real game changer, was under the hood. The race car's old-school carburetors were tossed out for something truly revolutionary.
But first, we gotta talk about the car's skeleton. This is that tubular spaceframe, the same design from the race car. It's this beautiful, intricate web of thin steel tubes, and it weighs only 181 pounds. It's what gave the car its incredible strength. But this brilliant piece of engineering created one very specific, very big problem.
So here it is, the big reveal. Those famous Gullwing doors, they were not a style choice. They were a purely engineering solution.
See, those frame tubes ran really high along the sides of the car for strength, which meant the door sills were super high and wide. You literally couldn't fit a normal door. So the only solution the engineers had was to hinge them on the roof. A timeless icon born completely out of necessity.
The innovation just kept coming with the engine. That big 3-liter straight six was tilted 50 degrees on its side just so it could fit under that super low hood. It used a dry sump oil system just like a proper race car to make sure the engine wouldn't starve for oil in hard corners. And the big one, it was the world's very first production car to use the direct fuel injection system.
And what did that fancy new fuel injection do? Well, it made a huge difference. Power jumped from the race car's 175 horsepower all the way up to 215 in the road car. Think about that. This is one of the very few times in history where the street car was significantly more powerful than the race car it was based on.
So you've got this car with a championship pedigree, groundbreaking tech, and looks that could stop traffic. It's finally unleashed on the world. So what kind of mark did it leave?
To put it simply, it set the standard. Depending on what final drive ratio a customer ordered, the 300SL could hit 163 miles per hour. That made it, without a doubt, the fastest production car on the planet.
And today, it's a top-tier collector's car. Now, most of the 1400 coupes they built were steel-bodied. A bit rarer and more valuable are the ones with the optional Rudge center-locking wheels. But the absolute holy grail, that's the all-alloy version. It had an aluminum body and even plexiglass windows just to save weight. They only ever made 29 of those.
In total, 1,400 Gullwing coupes were built before the Roadster came along. And right here, is the ultimate proof of Max Hoffmann's vision. Of those 1,400 cars, an incredible 1,100 of them were sold right here in the USA. The man wasn't just right, he basically created a phenomenon.
And its influence, it never faded. The design, the engineering, the whole story, it all led to that moment in 1999 when a panel of automotive experts looked back at 100 years of amazing sports cars, and they picked this one. They crowned the 300SL the single greatest of them all. This quote really puts everything into perspective. I mean, think about it. It's just 8 years after the end of World War II, the country is still in ruins, and in the middle of all that, some engineers at Mercedes decided, you know what we should do? Let's build a hypercar. It wasn't just a car, it was this incredible statement of recovery and ambition. The 300SL really was a perfect storm. You had the race-proven engineering, the incredible ambition of people like Uhlenhaut and Hoffmann, and it all just came together at the exact right moment in history. Which kind of leaves you with one big question, doesn't it? What is that magic formula that takes a brilliant innovation and turns it into something that lasts forever, a true icon?